Didn't have myself on the stage, but welcome everybody to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you those cryptocurrency news articles to keep you informed on what is going on in the space. And what is going on in the space? Bitcoin is under 14,000 right now. What's happening? We are currently at $113,798. But guys, don't freak out. Like, if anything, I see this as just the big players trying to shake out the small guys who are buying in at 121, 118, even 115, going, oh, I just bought money. Why is it going down? They're hoping you go, oh, I need to sell out before it goes out. Guys, this is still just the beginning, and as the thumbnail says, just do the math. We have hedge fund manager Anthony Scaramucci saying that Bitcoin still could go to 200,000 by the end of the year. I'm seeing other articles saying 180. So big players still have their eyes set for this number by the end. But just take a look at the math. There's way more demand than issued supply of Bitcoin, and that he is so true about that. Like, that we only have, like, was it 900 Bitcoin a day? Or did that get cut in half already since the Bitcoin halving? But we have players buying in so much. Like, just even the other day I said, like, Google like took a stake in the Bitcoin miner TerraWolf. At first it was just 8%. Now it looks like they're even a larger stakeholder with 14% now. So again, like, the demand is still high, and when you just can't buy it anymore, you got to mine it or accept it as a payment option. And looks like they're going into the mining side now by taking stakes in these companies that are doing it. So that's Google still getting involved with it. We have just in $5 billion of Cardone Capital acquired another 130 Bitcoin, so more Bitcoin getting off the table. And then breaking, David Bailey's Kindly MD acquires 5,744 Bitcoin for just $678 million. So the demand is still there, guys. It's like these guys are going to keep acquiring no matter the price because they know where it's going to go in the future. So do the same. Just buckle up, huddle strong, and don't get shaken out by all this news out here you may see. But let's continue on with the crypto news and Bitcoin adoption out there. Looks like we have a 3D printed housing company adopting Bitcoin, as well as they did do NFTs on the blockchain pivot just a little bit ago. But let's hear about this company. So LibWork is dipping its toes into Bitcoin a month after using NFTs for the first time to tokenize the designs of one of its 3D printed houses. So pretty cool. Now, Japan-based 3D printed housing firm LibWork Company has become the latest non-crypto native company to buy Bitcoin for its corporate treasury, coming just a month after launching an initiative that uses non-fungible tokens to store housing designs. Now, in Monday's statement following its board meeting, LibWork announced plans to purchase 500 million Japanese yen worth of Bitcoin. Now, this is going to be as a hedge against inflationary trends in Japan and the risks of holding assets only in cash. Now, therefore, our company has decided to adopt a phased approach to acquisitions and holding in response to these risks and to prepare for the future growth areas with overseas operators, the firm said. Now, it looks like they're having a 3-month Bitcoin buying spree. LibWork will buy Bitcoin in a series of purchases from crypto exchanges starting in September and continuing until December, while also establishing a risk management system according to its statement. So hopefully Bitcoin doesn't shoot up to 150, 180 before they start acquiring it. If they want to, they should just start now. But current prices, one Bitcoin is worth around 115. I just looked at it, it's 113,000 right now, meaning the company could buy roughly 28 Bitcoin for $3.3 million, making it 105 on the list of top Bitcoin treasury companies out there, overtaking the French payment provider BT Media. Now, here is the X, formerly Twitter, tweet by the company. We have released an announcement regarding the purchase of cryptocurrency, and there's a link to take you to the article there, but we'll stick with this one. Now, it comes only a month after LibWork launched an NFT-backed 3D printed housing initiative to store blueprints on the blockchain and use Bitcoin as a payment method. Now, they are the first NFT housing blueprints went live. So LibWork said in July 25th statement that one of its house designs at Lib, Earth House Model B, was issued as an NFT and aims to protect the intellectual property and to act as an ownership certificate linked to the physical home. Now, the NFT can store the house's ID, history, and ownership information all on the blockchain. And this ensures buyers hold exclusive design rights and prevent unauthorized blueprints plagiarism. Now, because 3D printed houses are based on digital designs, protecting the rights to these design files and managing their licenses is essential, LibWork said. Now, currently, the blockchain technology and NFTs are expanding beyond just art and music industries, and now it's going into the real estate and intellectual property sectors. So let's hear a little bit more about the NFT blueprints that could help solve building challenges. In recent years, the construction industry has faced labor shortages and soaring material costs, which according to LibWork shows the limitations of traditional construction methods. Now, the company said that 3D printing construction methods and asset digitalization could help solve some of these challenges by reducing the labor time, costs, and creating new international housing markets for metaverse and Web3 era. He said, by creating NFTs for 3D printed houses, LibWork will build new housing distribution mechanisms for investors and users worldwide, actively promoting international brand value and expansion into the new markets. So LibWork was founded on August 1st, 1997, and the firm changed its name April 2018 and started focusing on building the 3D printed houses. Now, it mainly sells detached houses and real estate using the internet and virtual reality, according to its company profile. But okay, so they just pivoted over that. But no, so they're going to be acquiring a Bitcoin treasury. So they're going to start holding it just because of inflationary concerns out there. But this company did dip their toes into the NFT market because their designs are digital, and you want to keep those property rights to yourself, and you want to limit to who can gain access to it. So they put it on the blockchain. They made an NFT out of it, and that NFT stored all the data of the housing blueprints, the ownership. So now they can control the distribution of it, not so much going out there anymore. So NFTs are expanding more than just art and music industry. Like, there is a purpose behind it, and that's how a lot of these real world assets will also even take place. They'll be NFTized. So yeah, so just don't think NFT is dead. The technology is still very useful, but just don't jump in on a meme coin NFT hype artwork. It's like, oh, let me get that dog coin that's pooping on the fiat dollar. Don't do that. That's not going to go anywhere. Honestly, just don't. But NFTs do have a usefulness in the blockchain technology space. But that's another Japan company going into the Bitcoin treasury firm, because we already know MetaPlanet continuously acquiring more Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure they acquired more. I just didn't cover in that Twitter post out there. So they are still buying up as much Bitcoin too. But let's move a little north from Japan and talk about Russia and how they're planning to build crypto farms at coal mines to revive the industry. So that's right. So everyone's getting in on the Bitcoin mining side to acquire more Bitcoin. And it looks like Russia may be able to revive the coal mining sector. So authorities in Russian regions are planning to set up a cryptocurrency mining farm near coal mining sites as part of the efforts to slow down the decline in the regional main industry. Now, local officials in the Siberian Kemerov Oblast believe that this will be economically feasible, as it would take only a few years to return initial investments in crypto mining hardware. Now, coin mining could save coal mining in Kuzbas. A crypto mining farm running next to a coal mine can pay for itself in about 4 or 5 years, according to official assessments made in Russia's Kemerov region. Now, economists have calculated that building a brand new coin mining facility, including a dedicated thermal plant, would require approximately 5 billion rubles, or $62 million US. Now, at the same time, they expect around 1 billion rubles in annual profits, which is $12 million from its operations. And then the head of the regional government of Kuzbas, Andrei Panov, told the TASS news agency that Kuzbas, or the Kuznetsk Basin, is among the largest coal mining areas in the Russian Federation. It lies in the Kemerovo Oblast in southwestern Siberia. And Panov's statement comes after Kemerov's governor, Ilya Serdyuk, announced he intends to instruct relevant bodies to consider the economic feasibility of building power plants, greenhouses, and crypto farms on the premises of his coal mining enterprise. Now, this could reduce the rate of decline in the region's coal production. Serdyuk emphasized both officials were also quoted by the Gazeta.ru news portal on Monday. And preliminary estimates suggest that a $4.6 billion ruble investment can provide electricity costs of 3 rubles per kilowatt. Now, Panov detailed he further elaborated that such efficiency can be achieved by burning only 500 tons of coal per year. Now, the specialists who made the calculations are convinced that annual profits can reach 1 billion rubles, ensuring the full return of initial investments in the mining equipment in just 4 years. Now, Russia's trying to find a place for its crypto mining. Minting of digital currencies was legalized in Russia last year. Since then, both companies and individual entrepreneurs are free to mine, provided that they register for the taxation purposes. Now, the legalization of the industry sparked a mining boom, which was later blamed for growing energy deficits and breakdowns of the distribution of networks in parts of the country, and that attracted miners with low electricity rates. Now, to deal with the situation, the authorities in a number of regions imposed seasonal restrictions during months of peak electricity consumption. In about a dozen territories, these were eventually substituted with permanent bans. Now, despite mining competing, wait, what just happened there? I just lost my place on here. So where was I in this article? Minting, Russia trying to find a place for crypto mining. I'm somewhere in this article right here. So the illustration authorities put some bans on it. Here we go. Despite mining competing for energy with other consumers and important sectors, including data centers devoted to artificial intelligence development, Russia hasn't given up on Bitcoin mining yet. Now, the vast country has a number of competitive advantages in this field, such as cold climates. For example, besides abundant energy resources, including natural oil, gas, and nuclear power, in May, Russia's Deputy Minister of Energy, Evgeny Grabok, suggested crypto miners should relocate to regions with excess generational capacities where they enjoy cheaper electricity. And such conditions can be found at abandoned oil wells in the north, the government official elaborated. And mining firms can also utilize their transmission infrastructure, which is currently unused. Now, later that month, the head of the Ministry for the Development of the Far East and the Arctic, Alexei Shankov, proposed to offer surplus quantities of natural gas amid reduced European deliveries to Russian cryptocurrency miners. So they were trying to make deals on it. It's like, hey, we'll give you a deal on this for natural gas and reduced deliveries if you just do this. But where was I going with this one? So yeah, Russia has a lot of options. Like they even mentioned, like, let's go into colder areas, because if you put a miner in a colder area, you don't have to worry about the electrical costs to keep those mining machines cool down, because these Bitcoin mining machines run hot. They take a lot of energy, so they need a good cooling system to keep them functioning properly. So if you can place these in a nice cold area, which Russia does have a couple areas like that, you don't have to worry about that. Just let those Bitcoin miners run and let nature keep them cool. So Russia is looking to build crypto farms on the location. And yeah, I hope to see this reignite the coal mining industry there. So that was what I was trying to see. So that is our Russian news and just news going around the world. Now let's bring it back to the United States and talk about some stable coins, because it looks like Wyoming is the first state to launch their own official stable coin. So that's right. Let's hear about this. And I'll have a couple more news articles revolving stable coins. But Wyoming launches a Visa-supported FRNT stablecoin on 7 different blockchains. So Wyoming has announced the mainnet launch of the Frontier Stable Token stablecoin, becoming one of the first U.S. states to issue a stablecoin. Now, the Wyoming Stable Token Commission, a body authorized by the U.S. state to issue a stablecoin, announced the mainnet launch of the Frontier Stable Token Front, which is a stablecoin. I don't know why they gotta say stable token and it still ends with stable token coin. I don't like that, but hey, it's their coin. They can do what they want. But the Front stablecoin is fully collateralized digital token backed by short duration U.S. Treasury bills and U.S. dollars. With a statutorily mandated 102% reserve requirement, the commission said in an announcement on Tuesday. According to the Crypto America host Eleanor Tourette, the Front is now live on 7 blockchains, including Ethereum, Solana, Arbitron, Avalanche, Polygon, Optimism, and Base. However, due to lingering regulatory hurdles, the token is not yet available to the public, Tourette said in an X post on Tuesday. Now, Front at Wyoming's Blockchain Symposium. So the Front mainnet launch is expected to be announced at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium, a second annual event hosted by the financial networking platform Salt and Kraken Exchange. Now, for years, Wyoming has been the leading state on blockchain cryptocurrency and digital asset regulation, passing over 45 pieces of legislation since 2016. And Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon said that adding the mainnet launch of Frontier Stablecoin token will empower our citizens and businesses with a modern, efficient, and secure means of transacting in the digital age. Now, the announcement highlights the commission and collaboration with the Blockchain Interoperability Protocol Layer 0 to offer Front across multiple blockchains. Now, here's a Wyoming Stablecoin Commission highlighting the Front is not available for purchase yet at launch, but we're seeing it's global, industry requires industry standards, payment integration, cross-chain, backed by USD and its transparent governance. So basically everything they need to do to comply with the Genius Act. And for those of you who want to learn a little bit more about the Genius Act, we are doing a class on that today with the Bitcoin Band Crypto Club. You got to be a member, attend it. It's not public classes out there. But yeah, Heidi and I are going to be talking about stable coins and the Genius Act. If you're curious to get a little bit more info on it, we'll be talking about it. But that's what this coin just seems like it's doing. It's following the guidelines, because before we even had the Genius Act, this couldn't even happen. States couldn't do it, businesses, it was just so unregulated. So it's really good we're getting some regulations, and this will help spread adoption. But let's continue on. The initial Front availability is expected to feature purchases on the Solana blockchain through Wyoming domiciled crypto exchange Kraken, in the coming days, the commission said, and public availability will be noticed with a distribution from the office and the stable token commissioner added. Now, Front is accepted by Visa, according to an announcement shared by Avalanche developer Ava Labs, and Wyoming Front stablecoin will be available for use anywhere Visa is accepted. Now, the supported payment channels include major mobile payments and digital wallet services such as Apple Pay, Google Pay, as well as physical cards out there. And here is a tweet from Rain. Wyoming just launched the Front USD state dollar peg coin and made it spendable from day one via Rain issued card. So you can spend it day one using the Rain card out there, which is probably a way to spend cryptocurrencies out there. There are many different kinds of these crypto cards out there. You can use it with Fold. I remember LTC used to have one out there, but there's so many cards you can use to spend your crypto. But it looks like they partnered though with what is this company called again? Rain. So with this company Rain, so they partnered with them, and that's how they were able to do it. But the issuance of Front signals a paradigm shift. The commission's executive director, Anthony Apollo, said that stressing that Wyoming has been among the pioneers of crypto adoption and digital asset legislation in the U.S. And in addition to regulation, public entities now have a model for innovation that can make governance processes significantly more efficient, Apollo said in a statement. So from paying vendors in seconds to enabling tax refunds, social benefits on chain, Front begins a state action into the programmable era. Now, a spokesperson for Ava Labs also told Cointelegraph that Front is the same token previously referred to as Wyoming Stablecoin, the WYST, and Wyoming Electronic Stable Token West. So Wyoming has been in talks about stablecoins for a while, and this was just confirmed by Cointelegraph that Front is the same token that was referred to these two tokens right there. So if you heard about the WYST or the West token, you're looking forward to that, it is now just the Front token. So it is the exact same token out there. But that is our Wyoming stablecoin news. So, hey, congratulations on being the first U.S. state to have one. And I guarantee you're going to be seeing so many other states that keep popping on in with more stablecoins as well as Bitcoin Treasury reserves. And yeah, it's been a while since I heard a news article on that, but I know they're still in the works. I know there's a site out there you can keep a checklist on where we're at with state reserves, where it's going with bills out there, who's got bills, whose bills didn't pass. So we can probably take a look at that in another later video. But this is what's going on in Wyoming. Now let's continue on with the stablecoin news. It looks like Circle's ARC blockchain is debut with its institutional access via Fireblocks. So this stablecoin wants to have its own layer 1 blockchain and not rely on others. And looks like it's going to be debuted with Fireblocks support. So let's go through this article and learn a little bit more, because Circle is competing with Tether right now, but Tether's still the biggest one by market capitalization. But Circle's new Layer 1 blockchain ARC will integrate with Fireblocks, a New York-based digital asset custody and tokenization platform serving more than 2,400 banks and asset managers and fintechs. ARC is not yet live, but Circle plans to roll out a public testnet this fall ahead of a full launch by year's end. Now, Fireblocks said it prepares custody and compliance support so clients can transact on ARC once the network launches its platform, and supports over 120 blockchains and facilitates settlements for institutions across the global markets. Now, Circle's ARC has landed on Fireblocks network, where stablecoins and the global financial systems move as one. Fireblocks expands its platform to support one of the most innovative chains for powering stablecoin finance, from secure custody and compliance to moving value anywhere via 120 plus chains. And I want to do a little bit more research on Fireblocks. I've been hearing a little bit more about them, and I think they pretty are good for securing Bitcoin and doing stuff on definitely on the business side of it all. So I'll take a look more into that. But it looks like they're partnering with Circle. But the unusual early integration drew some criticism on X. Solana, for example, launched in 2020, but wasn't added to Fireblocks until late 2021. But after its ecosystem reached critical mass, ARC will instead debut with Fireblocks integration, giving banks and asset managers day one access. Now, moving along with stablecoin regulations, while the U.S. regulators advance clarity around stablecoins with the Genius Act, which was signed on July 18th, Circle has been expanding its footprint. On June 5th, Circle raised $1.05 billion in the first IPO by a stablecoin issuer, and shares opened up at $69 per stock. Now, this climbed as high as $103 and closed at $83, and then gained another 168% from the IPO price. But the stock reached a high of $298 on July 3rd and is currently trading at $145. So these new stocks also come as kind of like a cryptocurrency token. If it comes out, it's going to pump and then eventually find its new balance out there. But man, that that pumped really fast, especially for a stock. It kind of acted like crypto. But the company's first earnings report since going public was released on Tuesday, reporting $658 million in Q2 revenue and a 53% increase year over year. It said circulation of USDC grew 90% over the same period, reaching $61.3 billion by June 30th and climbing above $65 billion in early August. Now, the same day, Circle moved to expand its payment infrastructure with the launch of the Circle Payments Network and announced ARC, describing it as a layer 1 purpose-built chain for stablecoin finance. Now, while Circle was ahead of the curve with its IPO, the ARC announcement comes amid a broader wave of new blockchain launches, including Stripe developing a Tempo with Paradigm and Robinhood rolling out tokenization-focused layer 2s in June. Now, stablecoin rivals drive the market growth right now. Stablecoin market cap now stands at roughly $277.16 billion. That's up $253.87 billion on July 1st. And that's according to data from DeFi Llama. Now, while Circle's USDC accounts for about a quarter of the fiat-backed stablecoin market, Tether continues to dominate globally with around 60% market share. Now, Tether reported $4.9 billion in profit in Q2 of 2025, which is a 277% increase compared with the same period a year earlier. Now, most of that profit came from treasury yields, with the company's $127 billion short-term U.S. debt generation steady income. Now, Tether has now become one of the largest non-sovereign holders of U.S. treasuries, surpassing countries such as South Korea and the UAE, and an unprecedented position for a private company. And yeah, like when I started hearing that they're taking on treasury notes, it's like, what's going on here? Where is our stablecoin market really going? So yeah, so a lot of these stablecoins will be backed with treasury bonds as well, because they kind of have to. I forget why, but it's just getting really crazy out. Like there is a big plan going on for like how we're just getting this adoption. And again, like with the Genius Act and everything, and with stablecoins, this is just like the start of like future rules and regulations coming down place, but we got to start somewhere. And so they started off with stable coins. I think we have like a 60-day test net going on, and they're asking for feedback about it. But no, so yeah, so this is pretty cool. Like just the moment we're living in right now, just like all this adoption. So again, don't get scared out from the price swings right now. I really doubt Bitcoin will dip beneath $100,000 before the cycle ends. Like even if it does even get there, I don't think it could. But no, like so, like right now, 113,000. Like if it goes to 110, that's still fine. Just buy the dip, like because again, these opportunities are slim. There's so much still adoption going on. But it's still great just living in the space right now. But let's finish off with one more Tether. One more stablecoin news article before I take a quick commercial break. But this is how Tether taps former White House crypto council head Bo Hines to lead its digital asset strategy in the U.S. So Bo Hines just left the advisory role of the crypto council. He said he was going to go to he was going to move to the private sector again, and it looks like he's tapping into Tether by taking on this advisory role. So let's hear a little bit about it. So Bo Hines will help Tether build relationships with policymakers and drive U.S. expansion focused on stablecoins and domestic investments. Now, the key takeaways are that Bo Hines served as a top crypto advisor under President Donald Trump and has joined Tether as a strategic advisor for digital assets and U.S. strategy. Now, Bo Hines will lead Tether's U.S. market expansion and engagement with policymakers and industry stakeholders. That's a little takeaway. Let's go through the whole article now. So Tether, the company behind the largest stablecoin by market capitalization, USDT, has tapped Bo Hines, the former executive director of the White House Crypto Council, as its new strategic advisory for digital assets and U.S. strategy, according to a Tuesday press release. Now, appointed last December to lead the White House Crypto Council, he gained influence in the crypto industry by advancing the administration's bid to position the U.S. as the world's crypto capital, spearheading reforms, strengthening relationships between government and blockchain industry. Hines joined Tether just over a week after stepping down as one of the President Trump's top crypto advisors. Now, Tether said that Hines' policy expertise and network in Washington will be essential to the strengthening its position in the U.S., while Tether has already committed billions of dollars in reinvestments. Now, Bo's appointment demonstrates our commitment to building a strong U.S.-based president that spans across multiple sectors, starting with digital assets and expanding to new opportunities, including deep focus on potential further investments in domestic infrastructure, said Paolo Arduano, the CEO of Tether. Now, in Bo Hines' new role, he will take on the responsibility of shaping and executing Tether's U.S. strategy as the company deepens its presence in the world's largest market. Now, working as part of the group's core leadership team, he will be tasked with coordinating policy engagement, building relationships with regulators and lawmakers, and guiding Tether's expansion efforts across digital assets and related sectors. Now, he said they're thrilled to join Tether. Hines said in a statement, excited to help build the ecosystem of digital asset products and that set the standard for compliance and innovation, empowering U.S. consumers and reshaping our financial system. The best is yet to come. So the best is still yet to come, and we'll keep you posted on these stablecoin news out there, because again, so much happening in that space right there, and there's still that huge competition between Circle and Tether. Tether is still dominating the top stablecoin out there. Will another coin come up out of nowhere? Because there's still so many out there. We got Trump and his World Liberty Finance USD1 coin. Now we have Wyoming's own stablecoin. XRP even has their own stablecoin. So who's going to be taking the lead position? But I think Tether's still going to lead, but we'll see what goes on. But that is all of our stablecoin news for you. I think we'll take a quick commercial break, and I got about 3 more news articles for you. And thank you, Joe from California, watching on Rumble. So guys, wherever you're at watching, Rumble, Twitter, X, YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button for me and share this content with all your friends and family. But let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled BITCOIN, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. So yes, guys, if you want to check out any of our loans or programs that we offer at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, go to bitcoinben.io and you can take a quick gander at all those programs. If you want more information, you gotta be a member. So sign up for the club wherever one's nearest to you. We got 5 locations out there. Actually, technically 6 sites are ready to go here in Sarasota, Nashville, Leominster, Massachusetts, Dallas, Texas, Las Vegas. Our St. Louis is still in the works, but that website is on there. So if you want to sign up for St. Louis Club, go for it. So choose the club nearest to you, and we plan on doing at least 30 more in the next 2 years. I think we could hit our goal at 10 clubs by the end of this year. There's still a few more months, Jay said. But let's continue on with the news. Where is my mouse? Okay, let's continue on. It looks like it's getting easier to pay for a car with cryptocurrency. But it's not happening in the US, it's not happening in Russia, it's not happening in Europe, it's happening in Singapore. So yeah, Volkswagen Singapore pioneers Bitcoin car payments with FOMO Pay. And why do we have Elon Musk right here? This is Volkswagen, he's Tesla. Sometimes these pictures just do not make sense. Let me zoom in a little bit. So Bitcoin card payments have actually become a reality right now at Volkswagen Singapore. And the automaker has become the first major one to accept cryptocurrency through its FOMO Pay integration. This partnership is enabling cryptocurrency adoption in Singapore while also allowing Bitcoin EV purchases options along to a secure crypto transaction for both vehicles and after-sale services, electronic vehicles. And that's why Muskie is in there. But you can pay for your car using Bitcoin. That's right. Now, how does the payment system actually work? Well, the FOMO Pay integration allows customers to pay using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even stablecoins through QR code scanning. The cryptocurrencies are automatically converted to Singapore dollars, which protects Volkswagen from volatility, while also enabling Bitcoin card payments for full or partial transactions. Now, the VGS represents stated that they believe the adoption of crypto payments offers several advantages, including faster transaction times, improved security features, and reduced reliance on traditional payment rails. And it's so true. Like, crypto is just so much faster than the traditional way. Let me go to my bank. Let me get a cashier check. Let me do that. Rather than, got my money in my wallet. Oh, I need to scan a QR code. Boom, done, paid. So it's a lot better, faster payment option. And like a lot of companies are starting to realize that. Now, they are taking some safety measures and transaction limits on this. So here is FOMO Pay with Volkswagen. The daily limits ensure secure crypto transactions at SGD 4,500 per individual. Now, transactions along with cumulative caps of SGD 13,500 per customer. Now, this framework supports cryptocurrency adoption in Singapore while also keeping regulatory compliance at the time of writing. Now, the company stated that the option is available for both full and partial payments, covering not only new car purchases, but also after-sale services. The system addresses consumer demand since more than 1 in 4 Singaporeans actually own cryptocurrency right now. And Bitcoin EV purchase options represent a significant step toward mainstream digital asset usage, and Bitcoin card payments are bringing crypto commerce across Southeast Asia's oldest sector. So, what did I just read there? The 1 in 4. Yeah, the 1 in 4 Singaporeans actually own crypto. That's some good numbers right there. Because if I were to go for like numbers around the world, we're still only like at 1% of world crypto and Bitcoin adoption out there. If I would say here in the United States, we're maybe at 10%, 11% out there. But here in that 1 in 4, that's like 25% of their population is holding on to cryptocurrency. So it is definitely a sector you don't want to overlook or miss out on. So if your company is not accepting crypto yet, just start doing it. They're using this option. Like, they're not fully accepting it. They'd be smarter to accept the Bitcoin and hold on to it in their treasury, but they're accepting the payment and they're still accepting their fiat traditional government currency on their end to avoid volatility out there. But no, they're like still tapping in the market. These people, these cryptocurrency people, they got money, but it's like, well, how do we get them to spend their money? Well, you know what? Let's offer them crypto so that way they don't have to sell it and it's like to spend it. So this is pretty cool. We'll probably see a lot more companies take this on, but again, hopefully the smart ones will take on actually acquiring the Bitcoin and holding it in their stockpile. Now, is there anything else with this article? Let's see. The Volkswagen FOMO Pay collaboration does indicate that it protects crypto payments and may normalize cryptocurrency adoption in Singapore. And ultimately, it might establish precedents to extend the FOMO Pay to other markets in the region in which Bitcoin card payments become more normalized. So this is, again, this helping spread like blockchain and crypto adoption and actually using it as an actual currency instead of just hoarding it for the long haul. Because eventually we do want like to be using Bitcoin for everyday purchases, because I'll be dead, but by the time the final Bitcoin is finally mined out there, it's going to rely on transaction fees to provide rewards for the Bitcoin miners out there. And hopefully that will be a lot heavier and higher than what the gas fees will be at that time. Because yeah, when Bitcoin's finally at its final trinkets of this, like getting those little driplets of Bitcoin left mining, like it'll be like a couple Satoshis each time. So hopefully the transactions will be, transaction fees will, sorry, the phone's ringing. But hopefully the transaction fees will pay for those rewards when the time comes. But again, we still have like 100 years until that time happens. But no, so this is a great start for future payments and adoption out there. Now let's move on to our next article, where you can now tip on X using Bitcoin. That's right. And this is powered by BitBit and Spark. So this is a Chrome extension you would need to download and integrate in order to take effect of it. But you can be giving some people some sats through Twitter. So that's pretty cool. So Los Angeles, California, BitBit, the self-custody, let's see, what's this pop-up ad? Hate it. Oh well. BitBit, the self-custody social wallet that lets users instantly send and receive Bitcoin directly in their browser, today announced the launch of its X, formerly Twitter integration, enabling users worldwide to exchange Bitcoin tips on the platform seamlessly. Now, the payments will be associated with X usernames, allowing anyone to receive them even without a wallet. Now, the integration leverages Spark, the fastest, cheapest, most UX-friendly way to build financial apps and launch assets on Bitcoin. Now, Spark is built by LightSpark, providing open, always-on payment solutions for the internet powered by Bitcoin, and the only open, neutral network for moving value. Now, LightSpark powers integration with partners such as, let's see, what is Spark? I screwed down, such as Coinbase, Nubank, Bitso, and many more to enable payments on Bitcoin. Now, at LightSpark, we're working tirelessly to ensure the future of money looks like the open internet, said David Marcus, LightSpark's co-founder and CEO. Now, Spark is built on blockchain on Bitcoin because it's the only open, neutral network for moving value. Now, by choosing Spark, the BitBit wallet builds on the openness and proves Bitcoin's potential to empower creators and the global X community. Now, while tips have been always available on X since 2021, this is the first self-custodial tipping solution available to the public. By leveraging Spark, the fastest, cheapest, and most UX-friendly way to build financial apps and launch assets on Bitcoin, the solution eliminates the technical friction and complexity associated with scaling solutions like the Lightning Network, providing users with just a seamless and intuitive wallet experience. Now, tip receivers will have 21 days to create a wallet to receive the money. Otherwise, a refund transaction will automatically be sent to the sender. So if you get it set up and you don't attach a wallet to it, that whoever tips you, it'll just get sent back. So at least you don't have to worry about lost Bitcoin going, no, is that Bitcoin just lost, gone forever? It will get sent back. But it's very important to meet people where they are rather than assume they will learn how to use this technology. And this was said by Felipe Servin, the founder and CEO of BitBit. Now, with over 500 million people already using X and most of the Bitcoin-focused conversations happen there, this is the ideal place to integrate Bitcoin payments for general public. Now, the extension is live for all Chrome-compatible browsers with mobile support and stablecoin integration coming very, very soon. So this is just a browser. And again, the link's also in here if you want to get it. But again, I haven't tested it out yet. I took it to the page here. It'll ask you to download the extension, then I'll ask you to create a wallet, and that's not even loading, so I'll just skip that. But this is pretty cool, though. You now tip with Bitcoin using BitBit wallet and Spark technology, so pretty cool. Thought I'd just share that with you. Now let's move on to our final news article of the evening, which is very degen and gross, and I actually may want to buy this meme coin just because it's funny, and I feel like there could be some hype behind it, but looks like before I continue on, let's just see. This app is kind of gross because it's going to require you taking photos of your poop. That's right. So this app pays you crypto to share your poop pics. So why waste your waste? Dupe brands itself as a poop to earn app that aims to fuel and frontier of defecation research. So this is actually an AI model tool that helps you follow and study your stool. So is it too watery? Is it too hard? This app can help determine what's going on with your diet and digestion. And you will be rewarded with poop tokens for doing it. So here, let's go through this article, learn a little bit more about it. So have you ever finished pooping and wished there was something you could do with a masterpiece you just left in the loo? Well, an upcoming app will pay you to take a photo of it. Now, Dupe is an AI-powered health app that will pay users in cryptocurrency for consistently uploading photos of their poop. These images will then be analyzed by an AI agent, which will set challenges for users to improve their gut health. The app is scheduled to release in public beta this fall, with a waitlist already open. Now, while the concept may sound hilarious or even ridiculous at first, Dupe says that it has a serious goal behind the poopography. So much so that it has raised an undisclosed amount via an angel investor for fundraising its round, with participation from pseudonymous crypto investors Dingaling and the founder of the meme coin launchpad Boop. Now, people don't pay attention to poop, but it's scientific gold because it's a direct reflection of your diet, your health style, lifestyle, and everything, Joe Zhao, the founder of Dupe, told Decrypt. Now, if you want to follow them on X, Twitter, it's Dupe App, and they tweeted, "We believe improving your health shouldn't just feel like a chore. It should feel natural, engaging, and even fun. So we're building a daily ritual-based app rooted in gut health tracking, playful mechanics, and powered by poop rewards." This is our thesis, and you can click on the link. But we're not just another health tracker. Dupe is daily engagement engine that combines behavioral psychology, delightful design, and tokenized incentive to make self-care instinctive. Think health plus me plus rewards equals a habit you want to keep. Now, he explained that most people only go to the doctor or a couple times a year, which creates infrequent snapshots of an individual's health. Some may wear a fitness watch or a smart ring that regularly tracks your health data, but Dupe aims to go a step further. By tracking someone's bowel movements every day for an extended period, Zhao believes that interesting trends in behaviors and remedies will reveal themselves. So users will be paid based on how regularly they provide images of their waste, complete health-based challenges set by the app, and if they improve their poop samples, rewards will be paid out in the project's Solana-based poop token, which launched in July and currently sits at nearly $6 million market cap. Dupe will also upsell a premium tier of the app for more in-depth AI analysis. So, yeah. Oh, so Scarce still continues. Zhao told Decrypt that the project is based on several studies and research papers on the importance of healthy bowel movements. Now, those findings have been run through a custom AI agent, which utilizes an open AI and an in-house model to provide custom tips on how to improve your gut health. However, it is worth noting that just an image of an individual's feces only reveals so much about the person. A photo alone cannot tell you if you have inflammation, infections, low digestive enzymes, blood in the stool, or an imbalance in your gut bacteria. Vishal Patel, gut expert and award-winning nutritionist, told Decrypt. Now, for this, you need a proper stool test where a swab or full sample is sent to the laboratory, and this allows for a detailed look at your microbiome, digestive function, and gut health makers. That said, Patel explained that a photo can give some useful clues that can be investigated or acted upon, and Zhao added that in the distant future, there could be scope for an add-on that could inspect stool samples deeper than just an image can. Now, apps that analyze stool images may be an interesting starting point, but they do not replace medical testing or professional advice, Patel said. It is also important to check how your personal data will be stored and used, especially if it will be shared or sold to other companies. Now, Zhao told Decrypt that Dupe will sell user data once it achieves approximately 500,000 monthly active users. Although data will be anonymized, Dupe will look to sell the data set to research institutions, insurance firms, or health supplement companies. And the data collected will include details like personal identifiers like sex, height, weight, and well as lifestyle choices and factors that could impact your bowel movements. The users can choose to delete their data at any time if they want to, Zhao added. Now, the vision is that Dupe could amass the largest and most detailed fecal dataset in the world, which could create a new frontier of health research. Now, to this goal, the app plans to regularly release reports with interesting findings from its dataset, such as whether a specific city's residents have worse gut health than another's, possibly prompting an investigation into why. But for now, Dupe's methodology has yet received a stamp of approval from any gut health professional, Zhao told Decrypt, and the app is in talks with university professors to endorse the project's methodology. Now, such endorsements are keys as the app will give out health advice via its AI agent incentivizing people to follow the tips via token payments. So there you have it, guys. Are you going to be taking a picture of your poop every day to earn some tokens? Because again, you're only going to earn tokens if you improve your gut health. So if your poop was completely watery, diarrhea-y, and it doesn't change and gets a nice, firm, solid stool level, you're not going to get rewards because you didn't fix your gut health. So this is a pretty cool and interesting app, and who knows its actual future potential. This really does seem like a meme out there, but it's actually got some usefulness and AI health and research behind it. So I may actually be picking up some of these coins later today. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm going to definitely test this app out for you. Let me know down in the comments. But that is it for all the news I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Looks like our fear and greed index, as always, is at a 53 neutral. Still going just a little deeper since Bitcoin dipped. But I guarantee you, once this price starts going back up, we'll be in greed territory within a day's time span. But we just got to wait for the price to start shooting up again. But that's it for the news, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe on your way out. And I will be back tomorrow with more crypto news. So take care, guys, and see you tomorrow.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges. It's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.